Hello and welcome to all. Today's session, we will see top 10 cursor AI interview questions for automation QA. Okay, so in my earlier video, we already covered top 10 cursor AI interview questions for manual QA, and in today's session, we will cover automation QA. So before we start, okay, so I will recommend instead of just using only one tool. Okay, so if we use the more tools, then definitely our productivity is increase in our day-to-day life. Okay, so if in case you are using the requirement understanding, okay, or test case design or API or SQL, okay, or the bug reports you are generating, okay, so in that case, I will recommend like you go ahead with the ChatGPT. Okay, if in case you are using the or creating a script or refactoring the automation code inside your ID, okay, we'll go ahead with the Cursor AI. Okay, then, if in case we are using the browser-based validation, screenshot, or AI assisted web interaction, then we'll go ahead with the browser MCP. Okay, and if in case we have the latest technology, okay, modern UI automation and the regression, then we will go ahead the Playwright MCP. Okay, if in case we have existing Selenium Java framework automation, then we'll go ahead with the Selenium MCP. Okay, and for the Microsoft 365 productivity like Teams, Outlook, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, okay, we'll go ahead with the Copilot. Okay, and if in case your organization is using the Jira or Zipper, okay, and you should generate the different reports, okay, or related to any information related to stories, epics, or defects, then we'll go ahead with the Rovo AI tool. Okay, so like as I mentioned, okay, so if we use all these tools, then definitely your productivity will increase your day-to-day life. Okay, instead of just choosing only one tool. Okay, okay, so now we'll start with first question. Okay, how would you integrate Cursor AI into an existing Selenium or Playwright framework? Okay, so we'll say like using Cursor AI to generate the page object, test, and utilities while enforcing coding standards, reviews, and the CI checks. Okay, so here we need to give the prompt cursor with your page object model structure and ask it to create a new logic test following your project convention. Okay, so we need to give the correct prompt to cursor. Okay, in last session we already covered how we can give the prompt to cursor. What are the key benefits and risks of AI generated test automation code? Okay, so benefits obvious, it includes the faster development and the broader scenario exploration. Okay, where the risk is the incorrect logic will also come. Okay, since we are using the AI generated test code. Okay, flaky locators and security concerns. Okay, so like cursor quickly creates a check out the test, but the engineers we need to verify the assertions and the selector stability before merging. We should not merge as it is. We need to review it. Okay, what are the assertion provided by the AI? So how can prompt engineer improve the quality of the automation code generated by Cursor AI? Okay, so we need to give the precise prompts containing the framework details. Okay, so as much as you are giving the details, you will get the output as accurate as. Okay, coding standards, then acceptance criteria. Okay, so it will be more reliable output. Okay, so we need to specify use Java, use testng, form, explicit weights, and our base class. Okay, it produces the code aligned with the our framework. Okay, if you not mention this all these things in details, okay, so cursor AI will generate it, but that is not a like that accurate. And again, we need to work uh, on review things. So how would you validate AI generated automation scripts? Okay, so obvious we need to perform the combined peer review, static analysis, and the execution in CI/CD pipeline. Okay, so run the generated playwright test suite in the pipeline and review the coverage before approval. Okay. So next question: Can Cursor AI help diagnose flaky test? How? Yes, Cursor AI helps to diagnose the flaky test. We can give the and to perform the analysis logs, stack traces, and screenshot to suggest the root cause. Okay. So after reviewing a timeout exception, Cursor recommends replacing a fixed slip with an explicit wait. So next question, how do you protect sensitive information when using a Cursor AI? Okay, obvious. We need to avoid the sharing secrets or the proprietary data and follow the enterprise AI policies. Okay, so replace production's credentials with placeholders before requesting assistance from the Cursor AI. how can Cursor AI support API and the performance testing? Okay, it can generate the request payloads, assertions, and the performance test script. Okay, so we can use the cursor to draft a Jmeter thread group and validate the generated parameters manually. Next, okay. So what metrics indicate successful adoption of the cursor AI in a QA team? Okay, definitely, this is a very good question. Okay, so we'll measure the reduce the script creation time. Okay, lower the maintenance effort and improve the coverage. Okay, the average time to automate the regression scenarios. Okay, so earlier if in case it was taking 4 hours, now it is taking 1 hour. Then definitely using the cursor AI, adoption of the cursor AI, it's increased the our productivity. Next question. Will cursor AI replace automation engineers? The answer is no. Okay, so cursor AI it amplifies the productivity while humans provide the domain expertise, strategy, and critical thinking. Okay, so as a QA engineer, we still decide which risk to test and how to prioritize the scenarios. So now we'll next question. So what is your recommended workflow for using a cursor AI responsibility? Okay, so we we need to automate the script. Okay, first we'll plan the test. Okay, we'll give the prompt the cursor clearly. Okay, review the output and execute it and refine the iterate. Every time we'll verify our output. Okay, so draft a test design first, then use the cursor to implement it, and finally perform the code review and then execution, and then after that we'll merge into the CI/CD pipeline. So this is the recommended workflow when we are using the cursor AI. Okay. So if in case you have any questions, queries, please let me know. Thank you.